Viewer discretion is advised.
Man, come on, I cannot believe that!
Rough night for the Packers, huh?
Now, Batman, you don't understand. My life savings was on that game. It's the worst thing I could ever happen to a person.
Come on, man. Your team losing? That's not the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
Thanks.
I am.
Green Bay Packers. Do you think I'm gonna say Jordan Love? Nah, I wouldn't do that to him this early. There were worse quarterbacks before Brett Favre got to Wisconsin, and one of those guys would be Randy Wright, who managed to start 32 games in the mid-80s despite winning just 7 of them and throwing 26 more interceptions than touchdowns. Oh, if we had a time machine for Tom Grossi to witness such pain. Green Bay Packers, Eddie Garcia. The Packers have been around since Moses was wearing short pants, and the worst to ever line it up in their million-year history was Eddie Garcia, who missed 6 of his 9 tries over 2 years in the early 80s. Not nice. Obviously, their best kicker in franchise history was Chester Markole, who was so coked up in a game in 1980 that he recovered his own block kick and ran it in for a touchdown to beat the Bears. Green Bay Packers, Randy Moss. Okay, Aaron Rodgers shit on the Bears and the Lions, but Randy Moss literally did a disgusting act at Lambeau Field. Moss constantly torched the Packers, including a 190-yard 2 TD debut against them his rookie year. And I'm sure if he had Twitter back then, he would have talked major shit. The Green Bay Packers. There are a lot of reasons the Packers blew a seemingly insurmountable lead in the NFC Championship game against the Seahawks, but the most impactful play of that game came down to backup tight end Brandon Bostic, who let an onside kick bobble out of his hands, enabling a miraculous Seattle comeback. To this day, you can't even mention his name in Wisconsin without heads getting so hot they melt the cheese on top of them. Honorable mention goes to Kevin King, who is also banned in the city. Green Bay Packers themselves and Robert Perrins. Green Bay Packers fans only have themselves to blame. Well, the fans dumb enough to buy stock in the team and be a quote-unquote owner. I'm just playing. The Packers have the most unique corporate structure in the NFL, and a chairman is appointed to run the team. Most of them have been good except Robert Perrins, who oversaw the team from 1982 to 1988, going 42-60 in that rough time. And Packers fans, it was all your fault. Green Bay Packers. Speaking of the Packers, of course it's some long ago trade that most people have forgotten about. But back in 1974, the Packers hit the panic button and got themselves into one of the worst trades of all time. Dan Devine traded 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and a third to the LA Rams for aging quarterback John Hadl. Hadl was rumored to be injured and was mediocre to bad as a Packer, as he was cut in 1976 after 6 TDs and 21 picks the season prior. The Rams used those picks to shore up their roster and make a Super Bowl 4 years later. Green Bay Packers, Bart Starr. Bart Starr was a legendary QB, winning the first 2 Super Bowls and creating a legacy in green and yellow. A legacy he soiled as the team's coach and GM from 1975 to 1980. Starr had no experience in either job, but took it anyways, later admitting that was a big mistake. Starr's passive demeanor didn't translate well to the sideline or the front office, and the team suffered 5 out of 6 losing seasons, his overall record being 31-57, as he presided over what many Packers fans called the darkest era of the team. Green Bay Packers. The legendary Green Bay Packers might not have ever been, as they were once banned from the NFL. Back in 1922, the Packers used 3 illegal college players under fake names in a non-league game against Racine. Somehow this had the league all in a hoopla, you see. You can't be using illegal players now. I don't know what that voice was, but that's just how I imagine them talking back then. Once the APFA, which was what the league was called at the time, got wind of the scandal, the Packers were voted out. 6 months later, the APFA was renamed the NFL, and Curly Lambeau lobbied hard and got his team reinstated. And without that, you wouldn't have this.
Steven Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski. So
Lambeau Field will probably never be replaced, as it opened in 1957 and has had extensive work done to it to improve both the seating area and the surrounding amenities. NFC North, the Green Bay Packers. 2005. The Packers somehow managed to finish 4-12 in 2005 despite having Hall of Fame fundraiser Brett Favre under center. Favre struggled with turnovers, throwing 29 interceptions, the highest of his career. Injuries and poor roster depth contributed to the team's worst record in over a decade. All the while, Aaron Rodgers was watching from the bench, plotting his takeover and his aligned chakra.
Green Bay Packers. The term pack is also slang for leaving, and there are plenty of people in the United States and around the world who have suffered from an absent parent, specifically an absent father who left them when they were young or before they were born. So the term packer is honestly extremely offensive to people who grew up without a parent or parents in their lives. Green Bay Packers, Eric Stokes. Sticking with the defensive backs, Stokes was selected 29th overall in 2021, and he had a solid rookie season, but since then it's just been nothing but injuries and really non-impact. In 3 seasons he has just 1 interception, and in the last 2 years has played just 12 games due to injuries without recording a pick. He also has trouble locating the ball in the air, which is a pretty big deal if you're a cornerback, which explains the lack of interceptions. Safe to say that 2024 is going to be a make or break season for the former first round Green Bay Packers, Matt LaFleur. God, he's so handsome, isn't he? Anyway, after starting off with 3 straight 13-win seasons with Aaron Rodgers, the last couple years have been about 500. Although the emergence of Jordan Love late last season didn't hurt, and the Packers won a playoff game over the Cowboys, which was hilarious, before losing a close one to the 49ers. LaFleur obviously has a very, very long leash and a lot of slack left, despite the fact that he has a losing playoff record. But I think him and Jordan Love are going to be together for a very long time, barring some untimely collapse. So I think LaFleur's overall hot seat ranking is a 1 out of 5.
Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love. You know what the opposite of Jordan Love is? LeBron hate. Yeah, there you go. He started 2023, his first year as a full starter, replacing Aaron Rodgers, as an interception merchant, looking a lot like the bad version of Brett Favre, which he plays a lot more like if you can watch him play than he does Aaron Rodgers. He has good tools, but to me, he's a guy, he has like a good arm and stuff, but he plays like he has a super rocket arm. He plays like he has a bigger arm than he actually does, which gets him in trouble sometimes. It also is a big reason why he had that game-losing interception versus the 49ers in the playoffs last year. I think it was on a cross-field throw. You know, you can't do that. I think he looks like he's a good quarterback to throw over 30 touchdown passes, even in today's era, is still good, and he is on track to becoming the New York Jets starting quarterback around 2037, as is Packers tradition now. His prove it rating, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10.
Green Bay Packers, Christian Watson. Watson, right from when he was drafted as a project. He has all the measurables, super fast, 6'4", whatever. He showed flashes in his rookie year when he had that 3 touchdown game, I believe, against the Cowboys. So there were signs where you're like, holy crap, this guy, out of all the receivers that Green Bay has, and Green Bay has a good nucleus of young receivers, this is the guy where you look at and say he has the physical tools to be the most dominant, the #1 receiver. And he hasn't been able to stay healthy. He missed 8 games last year. He's been decent, like he hasn't been horrific. He has 12 touchdown catches in 2 seasons, which isn't bad, but this is a guy that I feel like a lot of people, he's the biggest name receiver, I feel like, of the Packers, and the Packers try to remain kind of anonymous with their receivers, but he's like the biggest name, so he gets the most attention. And I think he's a guy that talent-wise, if he stays healthy, he could be a 1,200-yard, 12, 13 touchdown catch type of guy, but he hasn't been able to do that yet, and until he does, I think people are just going to be continued to be teased by his measurables and his talent, and that makes him overrated. Green Bay Packers, John Hadel, 1975. I've actually talked about this season before in one of my previous videos, because somehow, despite going 4-9 as a starter and throwing 6 touchdowns to 21 interceptions, John Hadel made the Pro Bowl this season. So congratulations. This is more proof that the Pro Bowl doesn't mean anything. He also had a 52.8 passer rating for good measure, and it's also a reminder that in between the days of Bart Starr and Brett Favre, there was a lot of spooky times for the Packers at quarterback.
Get Brian Branch, I'll be happy. I'll definitely be happy. All right. Well, the Packers are back on the clock, folks. They could go wide receiver. Brian Branch is still there. Darnell Washington is still there. I'll take any of them. Just one of those 3. Darnell Washington. We'll double dip. Who cares? Because Musgrave's going to be more of a pass catching tight end anyway. So You know, like we do that. That's fine. We traded with the Lions. We traded with the Lions. We traded with the Lions. I am gonna lose my mind. We did. We colluded ourselves. We are the collusion now. If they get Brian Branch, or they get Darnell Washington, I'm gonna be furious. I am going to rain down the fury of 1,000 suns. 1,000 suns. Probably 48. Okay, so down 3 spots. Cool. Cool. What did we get? Did we, like, rip them off? Like, did we get, like, a massive deal? Did we get their first-round pick next year? I think that's the only thing we should have traded for. Oh, this team makes me drink. Watch them take the best safety in the draft. We finally have 2 second-rounders. And Goody's like, nope, it's fine. There we go, 48th overall and the 5th-round pick. Branch. I'm waiting for it. Lions. They got Brian Branch. They got Brian Branch. They got Brian Branch. They got Brian Branch. The Detroit Lions got Brian Branch. The Packers could have had Brian Branch, but they traded out. That's good. That's really good. That's so good. It's so good. Because why have the top safety in the draft when we have no safeties? We got nobody. Darnell Savage? Yeah, he's all right. Who else you got? Who? You got Rudy Ford? We got like 6 safeties on the roster, and I don't even know who's starting with Savage. But no! Don't go get Brian Branch. Let's get a 5th-round pick. A 5th! Instead of the best safety in the class, we got a 5th-round pick. The team that keeps on kicking our ass and just kept us out of the playoffs. That's who we gave the... And this is not like they didn't pick my guy. Brian Branch was far and away the best safety in the draft. We have a drastic needed safety, but we traded them for a 5th-round pick, and they took him. A lot of team missed out on Brian Branch because he has that dog in him. That's what he's saying. I bet you do, Brian. I bet you'll have a nice career with the Lions. That's good. Oh, Arnold might be there. Barton might be there. DeJean might be there. Watching them freaking take Cooper DeJean. Oh my God, I'd be if the effing Cowboys did it. But then they could get Arnold or Barton. It wouldn't be the worst. It wouldn't be the worst, but we'll see. I'll leave it at 5. We need to Kool-Aid our secondary. Be nasty. Pick is in! Excellent 20. That's how my body feels today. She wasn't impressed. Wait, trade alert? Wait. Oh my God, no. Oh my God, no. Oh my God, no. The Lions traded! Bro. Oh, they can also trade down. Oh my God, I swear. If they take, I swear to God. I swear. It's true, Jack. It was better. The pick is in. I'll be pissed if they take Barton too. Arnold, I'd be pissed. I'd be pretty pissed too. No, Eric, the collusion. No. Steve, no. There's no way. There's no way they did this. No. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this again. Don't take Barton. Don't take DeJean. Don't take Arnold. Even though the Packers can't pick all of them. Who's it going to be? They picked Arnold. We could get Barton or DeJean, though. We could. We could. You gotta be... All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Oh, my God. The Packers are on the clock, at least. Listen, if we get Barton or DeJean, I will be happy. I'll be okay. I'll be all right. Barton, DeJean. Barton, DeJean. Please. Just be nice. Just be nice. Just one time. Just once. It's not Spencer Rattler. Nay, nay. No. Packers. Here we go. The pick is in. Here we go. Barton. DeJean. Come on. And host of the 25 draft. Yes, yes. Oh, they go Jordan Morgan. The Lions fans are laughing at the Packers fan. Okay. Played left tackle. Got hurt 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. It's not Barton. It's not DeJean. Buccaneers pick is in. Okay, I gotta trust. I have to trust. I have to trust because if I don't trust, I cry. All right. Yeah, Morgan. Yeah, it's a solid pick. It's it's all right. This is why you don't fall in love with prospects, Tom, because they just break your heart. They just break your heart. Be solid. I think he's gonna be solid. The Buccaneers are gonna go effing Barton, and it's gonna kill me. The Buccaneers are gonna go Barton, and it's gonna shank my soul. It is at pick number 26. All right, Buccaneers pick is in. Let's go. It's gonna be Barton, isn't it? It's fucking Barton. The Buccaneers got Barton. Cardinals pick is in too. Why do we love things when everything dies? Everything dies. Everything dies. Nothing is permanent and everything dies. Every time I want to draft a player, the Packers say die, and they die, and they die, and they die. Ah! I wanted Barton so bad. Damn. I wanted him so bad.